Today we are bringing all of the MMA news straight to you with timestamps if you'd like to skip to any part of the video. Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I'm your guy with many YouTube channels and welcome back to everything that you missed in MMA this week, guys. This is where we cover it all. What's the MMA community talking about? What has been going on this week? Guys, like I said, we are covering it all with timestamps if you'd like to skip to any part of the video. Let's get started with one of the top trending posts from the UFC the subreddit this weekend. This is, of course, here we go again, and it's a post from Spinning Backfist, and this is something that we all know, one of the biggest stories of the week. Jon Jones is charged with 2 misdemeanors in Albuquerque, New Mexico. This is stemming from a drug-free sport test that were ran on Jones in March, where he happened to threaten that drug tester, and whenever there's something going on with Jon Jones, I completely believe it, because at this point, how could you not, right? But of course, that's something that everybody knows about, so let's not take a look at a ton that goes about with it. So let's take a look over at MMA Orbit. They had made a post earlier this week. Nate Diaz to sue Fanmio. Nate Diaz is suing Fanmio and promoter Solomon Engel for fraud and breach of contract as he has not been paid $9 million of his promised $10 million purse for his boxing match with Jorge Masvidal. Engel has told Diaz's representative that he can't pay Diaz a full purse as the event lost him money, and if he pays Diaz what he promised, then his wife would divorce him. That was a very, very crazy story to hear, but a lot of people were going crazy about it, but there is a little bit more to this because Nate Diaz did pipe in, and then he ended up saying, I ain't suing nobody, just so we're clear. So it looks like that was not necessarily entirely true. Don't know what's going on with that, but that's the update on that entire situation. Let's bring you, guys, I want to bring you back over to the UFC subreddit, because if you guys are new to this channel, what we typically take a look at is kind of what the MMA community has been talking about, like I just said at the beginning of the video. What has been trending? What has everybody been talking about? And I want to bring you over to this post. A cancer patient asked Alex Pereira to shave his head for him. Wholesome moment. If you guys haven't seen this video, it's actually pretty nice, and unfortunately, you guys might hate me for something over here. Let's continue on with the video. I have my 2 sons. I thank God. It's hard, man. And Alex Pereira. And oh, I didn't realize that this was the part of the clip. I thought this was going to be the whole haircut, but it's just the part where Alex Pereira is really feeling bad about what's going on. I know they'll be able to get through it because he got through it. He said he knows he'll be able to do it because you did. And of course, Alex Pereira, I don't know if there's any particular relationship that Alex Pereira has with him, but it's always a sad thing, right? I don't know if this kid's, or I would imagine he's a kid, if he's going to die. I don't know his entire situation. And Alex Pereira is cheering up because, of course, and we don't need to watch the rest of it. Alex Pereira is tearing up because, of course, the cancer patient asked Alex Pereira to shave his head for him. And it was a really wholesome moment. But I don't know about you guys. Like, I'm a big fan of Alex Pereira. And my heart goes out to anybody with cancer. But I can't help but feel like stuff like this is a little bit forced. I don't know. I could be totally wrong if Alex Pereira has a personal relationship with this guy, or if he just got news that this person is on his way, like, to, and I don't want to be disrespectful, man. I really don't, but, like, if he was on his way to dying, maybe that would be a little bit more understandable, but I don't know, like, maybe it's different. I've never been in contact, besides when I was a kid, for my grandfather, which I don't necessarily count, but I've never been in contact with anybody who's suffering from cancer, so maybe it would change you once you get to the person, but I'm seeing this and I'm kind of going, oh, that's nice. And I'm like, I don't know. That might be a little bit forced, but I'm prepared for the hate on that one. So I'm sorry. Let's continue on to a little bit of a change up in pace over here. Mr. Testosterone posted this, and it is a brand new Merab Skit. You can find this pretty well anywhere right now. And the big talk over here is, of course, who is this with Merab Philly this time around? Who does he got coming with him? Oh, and I probably have to mute that because it's just music. There's nothing else to it. And he's with Polyana Viana. Everybody's going, oh my God, he's kissing Polyana Viana. He's having lunch with Polyana Viana. And to be honest with you, I don't really understand the gist of this skit, because is he thinking about beating up Sean O'Malley? Is that like on his mind instead of what he has across the table from? Because of course everybody loves Polyana Viana, right? But I don't really, that's what I took away from it. I don't know if there's anything else that goes along with that, but regardless, let's continue on back over to the UFC subreddit, guys, because this has been making the rounds, and I actually thought about making a video about this in general. The MMA guru tells Paddy to his face that the Jared Gordon performance was bad, and if you guys haven't seen this interview, it was a really good interview, and the reason that I want to make an entire video about this is because the MMA guru actually spoke about this. I didn't like that the MMA guru, and this is coming from a guy who loves the guru, man. Been watching his content for a very long time. I am an OG Guru fan, by the way, before it was cool to be a Guru fan. So I didn't like that Guru's kind of trying to big bro him a little bit by calling him bud, you know, like constantly. And but Guru did end up saying that he didn't mean it for it to come off that way. It was a way for him to show him that his sentence was over, which doesn't make a ton of sense, but I kind of get it. The Guru's still a little bit new to this, but regardless, he wasn't afraid to tell Paddy stuff like this. So let's watch this clip.
Do need to say about Molly though, fuck me, you've shit on Molly a few times, lad. You fucking went in on her for like 2 minutes on a video. You shit on me after the Jared Gordon fight, just like a lot of people did.
His face, like, yeah, I did.
It was a shitty performance, mate. It was.
Yeah, it wasn't a good performance. You know what I mean?
Disgrace.
He literally just says it was a disgrace. So I do like the conversations that the MMA Guru does have with Paddy Pimblett, but this was probably one of the biggest takeaways over there, right? So let's continue on over to another post, and this is interesting in my opinion. Ken Hathaway had this to say, UFC Apex is doing some expansion, making room for such things more as restrooms and a box office. A couple major sticking points for future events as the venue seems to be getting addressed, opens the doors for many more events to take place in the space. Now, I have no clue what this means. Does this mean we're going to get more Apex events, or is the Apex just going to be better in general? Are we going to get more fans? I have no idea what to make of this. If anybody could comment down below and give me some insight on this, I would really appreciate it personally, because I thought that the UFC was kind of getting rid of the Apex events. They might still be doing that. They might just be fixing the UFC Apex, making it better. I have no idea what to think about that. But regardless, let's continue on back over to MMA Orbit. You guys might have heard about this. This was, I don't recall if it was announced during the broadcast, but it came out during UFC last night. Nick Diaz versus Vacente Luque is off UFC Abu Dhabi on August 3rd. There is a travel issue, and everybody's been talking about travel issue being that Nick Diaz can't smoke. Everybody's kind of memeing about it, but I was excited for Nick Diaz's return, but at the same time, this is kind of nice because Nick Diaz honestly has no business being in the octagon. There's nothing you can do about that. It's unfortunate, but, like, man, I don't know. Nick Diaz shouldn't be fighting at this point. But, guys, I want to take you over to the next part of the video over here, and that being all the fight announcements. I have them all gathered for you right now, and I'm just going to fire them off because I literally just have text on my screen right now, and I want to bring you to all the fight announcements that have been announced this week. So, Kevin Jousset versus Brian Battle, UFC Paris. Andre Petrosky versus Dylan Budcut, UFC Vegas 97. Wang Kong versus Victoria Leonardo at UFC Vegas 96. Ignacio Bahamondes versus Manuel Torres at Noche UFC. Grant Dawson versus Rafa Garcia on October 12th. Angela Hill versus Tabitha Ritchie at UFC Vegas 96. Gabriel Santos versus Yizha at UFC Vegas 97. Cody Garbrandt versus Miles Johns on October 12th. Themba Greenbow versus Nico Price on October 12th. Chidi Njikwani versus Jared Gooden on October 12th. Ion Cutelaba versus Ivan Urslan at UFC Paris. Movsar Evloev versus Aljamain Sterling at UFC 307. Raul Rosas Jr. versus A. Curio Lang at Noche UFC. And Michael Oleksiejczuk versus Shara Magomedov at UFC Abu Dhabi. There are a lot of really, really fun matchups when it comes to this, all these fight announcements over here. I personally like watching Andre Petrosky and his story. Ignacio Bahamondes is always fun. Gabriel Santos, Cody Garbrandt's always interesting. Themba Greenbow versus Nico Price. I really, really, really love Movsar Evloev versus Aljamain Sterling. That's going to be a really fun fight for the division. Shah Magomedov, I'm also very interested in. They got him on the UFC Abu Dhabi card. There's a lot to look forward to when it comes to UFC. Now, guys, I want to bring you back over to the UFC subreddit because this is one of the biggest trending posts that have come throughout the week. And of course, it is just a goat. Everybody's hating on Jon Jones over here. You're next, Jon Jones. I'm moving to heavyweight. Ngannou, I want Jon Jones next. I'm not fighting unless the UFC gives me $20 million. Tom Aspinall, I deserve that title shot. My fight with Stipe will be my last. And of course, everybody is finally seeing Jon Jones. I don't want to say for the coward that he is. I don't believe... It's so tough to say because he's shown to be a little bit of a coward, but at the end of the day, out of all the fights that he's had, how can you really call him a coward? I don't know. I don't know what to think, man, anymore, but I'm over here hating on Jon Jones with the rest of the world. So I want to bring you to another tweet, and this is brand new because, of course, as you guys know, Mike Perry just got absolutely annihilated by Jake Paul, and we're going to make an entire video diving into more tweets, but Conor McGregor piped up and had this to say. Hey, Mike, you're released and you can go compete in your smelly, dirty boxing championship thing. The smell of it. Good luck. You're fired. So Conor McGregor has officially fired. Well, not officially. I'm sure that Mike Perry is perfectly fine, but Conor McGregor has let Mike Perry go after losing from Jake Paul. Mike Perry just commented on it too, and Mike Perry said something to the extent of, well, I'm a part of owner too, and he can't fire me, but I find it funny. Man, Conor's hilarious. Like, no matter what everybody talks about Conor, no matter what everybody talks about how he's not the same guy anymore, he's still hilarious on Twitter. Guys, let me know what you thought about the video and all of the news down below. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. If you want to keep watching the channel, I have a full card breakdown for next week's card, and I dive as deep as I could possibly get into each fight. And honestly, I thought it was a little bit of a banger video. You should check that video out right here, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Take care.